So I started on a trail called the Malerweg, aka the Painter's Way, I think it's called. It's around 110 kilometers and it starts in Pirna. And it's like, make like a loop around, basically makes a loop and it goes back. It starts there and it goes back there basically. This hike is supposed to be one of the most beautiful trails in all of Germany. So we will see. If you Google it, you'll mostly see like a very beautiful like red cliffs or something like that, or red mountains, and there's like a bridge attaching those mountains. Absolutely beautiful. So I guess we'll see how the hike is. So far I'm walking near the Elbe, the river, and it's nice and quiet and beautiful. Here just a bit of road walking, but no problem. Another abandoned building. Let's see how this is. Yeah, definitely not gonna sleep here. It's a bit too scary to my opinion. Let's see how the upstairs is. Yeah, it seems some kind of building that they were building here, but it's abandoned, it seems like. And a beautiful location at this beautiful football fields which has just been cut. Amazing. I already packed all my stuff basically. Everything was in my backpack. And then suddenly like a man came and he was basically the owner of the ground I was staying on. But he invited me for coffee and then I was sitting there for a couple of hours. So another nice story. And again, a beautiful. I mean, just look, this is just stunning, isn't it? How? I'm not joking. I'm literally next to the river the Elbe. It's 200 meters up. I'm in the middle of the forest. And I just spoke to two guys and they says this is natural. How on freaking earth where's this pressure coming from? And all of this water? I'm puzzled. What the fuck is this? Fountain of Youth. I've discovered it. If this is natural, it's so strange. Whoa, okay. I guess I don't know, enjoy it a bit more I guess. And now it stopped. It's so strange. I think it was man-made because a little bit later I saw some man-made structures which somehow guided the water. So I don't think it's natural. Unfortunately, that would be so cool. That was beautiful, isn't it? Great inspiration for art, isn't it? But that's exactly why this is called the Painter's Way. There was this artist called Johann Alexander Thiele, and he basically made a lot of sketches and paintings of this area here in the Switzer, Saxon, Red Stony area, basically. And this is quite the inspiration for this hike, basically, to go through all the highlights of these points basically, and it's pretty amazing to be honest. Cooking some pasta and then eating in this beautiful tree on this nice bench, having a lovely view over this street. Amazing, isn't it? That's a huge fortress. Probably the biggest one I've seen during my hikes. Yeah, it's even bigger than Castle Ellsberg of Mosersteig. Whoa. Okay, keep on walking, I guess. Unless I can come in somehow. We'll see. So, this is the kind of forest you walk through most of the trail. Not gonna film it all the time, not so special, but this is basically off camera where I'm walking most of the time, so it's stunning. Absolutely, at least so far. But it seems like the landscape's changing a little bit more here, a bit rockier though. It's beautiful though, I'm gonna enjoy it later. Vlaggen naartoe kanaal and then... Sure! Bunch of hypocrites. Really protect the environment, do you? Okay, I need to teach you a little bit of a lesson. Or at least, maybe an interesting point of view from this. So, with a lot of countries the law is if you remove a tree you have to plant one. But it's not so simple. Here for example, then you see this ugly mess and then you look at the police, they plant it back and then... It is just, look what, it's like a handful. That's it, or like half a feet high, 15 centimeters, that's it. And I think it's a pretty big joke. They remove like a bunch and then they replant such a tiny thing. It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, the rules which these trees are growing compared to the past is also changing. Because now there's less water than it used to be. There are more storms, or there's even too much water because of climate change. And a forest is also like a dynamic structure. You need like a lot of bigger trees for protection, to block off some light, otherwise the trees will dry out. I'm sure that these trees will not grow so much, or they will grow much slower than trees in the past. Because there's also much less nutrition here, because they removed all the dead soil. It's just... I think the forestry is one big joke, to be honest. Oh yeah, bigger and smaller trees are also communicating with each other through fungi, I think. At least they're communicating with each other, that's something I'm certain of. But now, where's that dynamic? This has to start from scratch again. Oh, sorry. Seriously, what an amazing hike this. Absolutely. It's so... Again, it's different. It's just weird, because I've done already like so many hikes in Germany, I feel like. And then you do like this one, and it feels like so different again. If that makes sense. It seems like every hike has their own unique like features, which makes it very enjoyable to walk through it. Why do I film dead trees? Well, actually a simple warning. Never wild camp under these. Never. Simple fact is, these trees are dead, they're weak, they can collapse anytime. And also these pine trees, I think, they're generally speaking weaker than oak trees, so yeah, just be careful of that. And if you're wild camping, you're standing there the whole night, and the odds of them falling on top of you is quite... it's not astronomical, but it's still like there, so just avoid the risk, please. Yeah, that's basically what I mean. Quite a bit of those trees have fell down. Well, I guess climate change has striked here. Shame. It is actually pretty bad over here. This time respect the authorities that just let it rot here. And what they can do maybe right now is now plant new trees. Now there is just a bunch of sunlight. If they want to make a diversified bus, which will be better for the climate, maybe it's for them best to put new trees right now, perhaps. I don't know. It will make sense though. There's now a lot of nutritions. There are some shadow blockers, like shadow from the other trees. There's some storm protection because there are other trees. So maybe it is better, I don't know. So I was camped over here. Really smart location, isn't it? Like really smart. I got carried away yesterday with hiking and suddenly it was around 10:30. So I'm pretty tired and this was basically the only spot I could find. So yeah, because like I said, like you saw yesterday, all the area was burned, so there were a lot of like dead production trees, and they can fall down on top of you, and there was just no safe place there really to wild camp. So just did it here. It's now 6:45 and I'm gonna pack up because, well, it's near road this one, so I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pack up. Bye. Seriously, so much of this forest is just dead. So much is dead here. It's mind-staggering, to be honest. This is so strange. Look, there's like a cave, and then in the middle there's like this huge old tree. I've never seen something like that before. Remarkable. First of all, I met a very special man today. He was very kind again. He gave me water because this area was basically quite remote. Like there was like a full day, there was basically nothing. Like no restaurants, no cafes. so I had a lack of water because I did not knew about that. So I asked, hey, is there a restaurant? And he asked me if I need water, and I said yes, thank you so much. But before I saw this man, I saw 7 boys. These were all his sons. What a remarkable event! I've never seen something like that before. That a woman and a man has, or like a family has 7 children, like all sons. I've never heard of that before. That's pretty special. And I drank a tea before I went here, and I asked for some normal tap water to drink from because I was so thirsty, and they want to charge me $2.50 for that. So that was pretty ridiculous. And just as a warning again, this area is so remote. Actually, this whole hike is really remote if you want to do this like in a budget friendly way, because there's like no supermarket so far. I mean, still it's like a couple of kilometers close to the nearest supermarket, but still it's there are some cafes, restaurants, so you will never starve out, but still, if you want to keep it low budget, then buy food for 4 days or 5 days even. It's probably the smartest thing you can do. And after walking yesterday at till 20 to 30 in the evening, I start now to relax at this beautiful little free picnic area. It's beautiful. Here's a better look. It's pretty beautiful and remote so far. I slept in a different spot over here in this cave. Oh, this is pretty strange. A man came to me in the evening yesterday and said, "Are you gonna wild camp?" Yeah. Because he seemed like a good guy. I thought it was no problem. And I said, "Come on, I got secret to show you." And then he said, "Here, much better for sleeping, nice and cold as well." So I slept here, and it's off trail, so that's pretty amazing. Yeah, and also the trees are blocking the path, so that's amazing. And now walking through this farmland, beautiful. A basically abandoned German town with a factory in it. So this is the way to the Bastagne, and look how magnificent touristic it is again. Incredible. Okay, we'll see how it goes, I guess. If there are like a bunch of people, I will just keep a distance. If you have to pay, I probably keep a distance as well. I just want to see it. Like that's the only cool thing. But I don't have to be on top of it, if that makes sense. Wow, that bridge was absolutely beautiful. And to be frankly honest, I'm sad this hike is almost over. 1 or 2 hours walking and then I'm back in Pirna. Pirna, sorry. It's actually so strange how the human mind works. I just do not know it. Doing this walk, I actually had sometimes the feeling I want to be over as quickly as possible. And everything felt like a burden. Except for sleeping outside. I really like that with this beautiful weather. But then it's over and you're like... It happened so quickly. And it says it's almost over. I don't understand how the human brain works, to be honest. I mean, hiking is hard, so I guess that makes sense. And sometimes you're blinded by the annoyance. And you do not enjoy the moment, maybe. That's why? I don't know. Because now I realize it's almost over and it's like, wow, I'm sad. Well, okay. Every door opens up another door. So there will be probably another adventure. Who knows? But for now, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. And I gave this hike at 8.5. Everything was just perfect. Besides one factor. Almost no supermarkets. That was a bit of a shame. And sometimes markets and sometimes the markation is a bit wanky, but for the rest, what a beautiful walk, absolutely.